Unique New York. Split. M. Night Shyamalan is back. Let's get into it. Alright, fellow Phantoms, we are talking about Glass. Glass is a continuation or a sequel 19 years later after Unbreakable and also Split. Glass is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, also starring Sarah Paulson, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy. There's a lot of people in this movie. I'm gonna keep the first minute, 2 minutes, spoiler free. So if you wanna watch this review before you see the movie and then watch the rest afterwards, go right ahead. I will give a notice when I'm going to go into spoiler territory. The air was killing everybody. Just kidding. That was another M. Night Shyamalan movie. The Happening was horrible. Literally and chronologically, this movie is 19 years after Unbreakable. So if you haven't seen Split and Unbreakable, you should probably do that. Don't feel bad. I just saw both of them yesterday. I saw Split before, but Unbreakable just yesterday. Believe me when I say that was very necessary. There's a lot of movie cinematic universes out there, talking to you, Marvel, that you can watch the first continuation of any one of these movies and not really have had to see any of the other movies in order to understand and enjoy these film that you are watching currently. In my personal opinion, Glass is not one of those movies. Don't get me wrong, they will leave breadcrumbs and snippets kind of calling back to the other films, but if you really want to enjoy this movie, go watch those first. So, if you haven't seen Unbreakable, we're going to break it down right here real quick just so that you kind of have a leeway into Glass. Unbreakable is about a man who is in a train wreck. He is the lone survivor, leaves without a scratch, no broken bones, no anything. After which he is approached by a character played by Samuel L. Jackson and Elijah Price, claiming that comic books are based off of real human interactions, maybe are heavily embellished, but root in human connection and human experience dating back to Egyptian hieroglyphics. Basically, he's saying superheroes are real, but they're exaggerated. He approaches him claiming, hey, you need to embrace this. Let's see, did you ever get sick? He's skeptical at first, but he wants to know, are you real? And Elijah Price himself has the superpower. He has a brittle bone disease, and therefore that is why he approaches him, because Bruce Willis is unbreakable. Anyways, it's more of a psychological thriller where you see little bit by bit him gaining strength and kind of gaining insight into another power which he has, which is kind of insight if he touches other people. And at the end, when he finally embraces his powers and saves a family from a home intruder, he goes over to Elijah Price and explains to him what happened, all giddy of his newfound powers. And after he gives a handshake to Elijah Price, spoiler obviously, he realizes that Elijah Price has been crashing planes and blowing up buildings and crashing trains just in order to find somebody like Bruce Willis, a superhero to his arch villain, himself being the brittle mastermind evil nemesis, and the movie just ends like that. Then comes Split. You don't really know how this movie is connected whatsoever until the end of Split. While also directed by M. Night Shyamalan, this movie took place in 2014, 2015, so I don't blame anybody if you didn't realize that or even suspect that this movie would be related to Unbreakable in any way. But Split is about a person with DID, or dissociative identity disorder, who is played by James McAvoy, who kidnaps 3 underage teens in order to eat and sacrifice them to another alter ego that he claims to as the Beast. So Split is a psychological thriller ending with you seeing this person with DID ending up having super strength as one of his egos and claiming that anybody who was uninjured or unharmed in their life that did not suffer was unpure. At the end of that movie, Anya Taylor-Joy, the main protagonist of that movie, is let go after the Beast, played by James McAvoy, the alter ego, realizes she has been molested and tortured for all her life and sees her scars emotionally and physically and decides to let her go, that she's okay. But where things get interesting is at the end of Split. At the end of Split, you see that Anya Taylor-Joy's character was freed, and on all these TVs in this diner of this scene coming in, it tells of Kevin's character, the one with DID, the Beast, of his rampage and how 2 of the girls were killed. In that diner watching that TV, is Bruce Willis's character, David Dunn. There's a couple of extras trying to remember Samuel L. Jackson's name. They're like, oh, this is kind of like that time 15 years ago when that other guy blew up this train. And they're like, oh, what was his name again? And Bruce Willis all solemnly saying, Mr. Glass. And hence, at the end of the movies, if you hadn't seen Unbreakable in the theater, you were left confused. Okay, I have you all caught up. Anyways, Glass takes place here in present day 2018, I believe, or 19, not sure. And David Dunn's character has seen, obviously, what the Horde, which is another kind of nickname for the alter egos of the DID character played by James McAvoy. He's tracking him, trying to figure out where he went, what to do with him, how to stop him. But overall, he's still going about his day-to-day life, you know, owning his security shop, having his son, played by the original actor who played his son in Unbreakable, helping him, kind of like an Overwatch, I'm the computer guy and I'll let you know what's going on in the world kind of sidekick guy, while Bruce Willis's David Dunn patrols the neighborhood, kind of like going around saving things, stopping muggers, you know, things like that. And without giving anything away, basically, they all three meet up, and Samuel L. Jackson's Elijah Price is trying to get David Dunn to use his full potential and also let the world know that there's superheroes in the world, or just supers if you want to be correct, because he sees himself as a mastermind evil nemesis anyway, so just superhumans in general. So I need to be as vague as possible with this because basically you kind of have to. If you've seen the preview, you get the gist. All three of these movies are connected in M. Night Shyamalan's kind of shared universe, in the creation of his own characters of Mr. Glass, the Horde, and the Overseer, played by Bruce Willis, which is David Dunn, his superhero name. Anyways, everybody does a really, really good job in this. Sarah Paulson does as good as she does in everything else. Not a standout performance, she does great in what she's given. If you like Sarah Paulson's performances and other things, you're gonna like this too. Samuel L. Jackson just like relishes his role back as Mr. Glass. You can see it in the screen time that he does have, which I will say is limited. Not limited, but okay, we're going into spoiler territory. Let's get back on track. He relishes his role back as Mr. Glass, and you could tell just how much he puts into it every time. He's a great actor. Anya Taylor-Joy, back as the tortured soul that the Horde or the Beast let go, the girl who lived, if you want to go by that way. Harry Potter reference. She's amazing in this, and the time that she's given as well. I can't give enough credit to James McAvoy. He does amazing in this. 24 different personalities. And while in this movie he only portrays 20 of them, it's been reported that there were all 24 of his personalities were shown and filmed. 3 of them were cut, but just imagine playing essentially 24 different characters and changing on them like on a dime. Like going from a 9-year-old boy to an English older lady, to a gay fashion designer, to a giant hulking beast. It's amazing, like what he's able to accomplish. Bruce Willis, I think I've heard it on many other people's reviews. He does his best. It's not bad, it's not good, it's not the best I've seen, but it's not the worst I've seen either. He's always been a subtle actor, so to see him in this role again, it's nice. So if you're going to go see this movie and you don't want any spoilers, I will give you a quick score right now. Definitely check it out. You got Avengers Endgame coming out. You got the next Star Wars coming out. From what I've seen, this movie is in contention in January to be the best movie of the year. So in short, no spoilers. Go check it out. Let's throw out some actual little bit of spoilers. Yeah. So if you want no spoilers, it's time to leave. All right. If you stayed, hello, welcome. Spoilers. So essentially, we're going to get down into it just a little bit. I'm not going to give you every detail. Let's just go. So Bruce Willis's David Dunn tracks down the Horde and saves 4 more cheerleaders that he has kidnapped. They both go in. They go at it. A lot of action. People throwing stuff around. The Horde is almost like an unstoppable force. And David Dunn is unbreakable. They get captured, put in a mental facility. They are being treated there by Sarah Paulson for having delusions of grandeur related to being superheroes. So yeah, the majority of the movie takes place in this mental facility, and I think that's kind of where you kind of see the essence of Unbreakable in here, because Unbreakable was very subtle and meticulously crafted and not in your face action, and you kind of almost question maybe she's right. Maybe these people aren't superheroes and it's all in their heads. Almost kind of till halfway through the movie, you're questioning whether or not these people are real, or their superpowers are real. But lo and behold, they are real, and they all get out, and Mr. Glass's ploy is to use the Horde or the Beast to fight David Dunn or the Overseer in order to let the world know that superhumans are real. I will say that I understand why some people were saying that this movie might be divisive. In my personal opinion, I loved it. But I am also one who likes Split more than I liked Unbreakable. So the people who liked Unbreakable might not like Glass as much as they like Unbreakable. Some of the other people that have reviewed this movie have said that the first and second acts of this movie are amazing and gets you sucked in and like ready for more. That Shyamalan fails in the third act and kind of stumbles over himself in the ending, like he does a lot of times. The Happening being one of them. In my opinion, I don't think that at all. It's not the ending that we were expecting, and it's not really a twist ending. I mean, it's a twist ending, but not a twist ending, not a Shyamalan twist ending, even though it is a Shyamalan twist ending. Even some people going as far to say that the ending was undeserving or like unwarranted in the climax that it reached. There's a lot of not fourth wall, but meta talk in this movie formulaic of comics and how it's parallel to this movie and how they speak of, because Mr. Glass is so enthralled and obsessed with comics, having created, or in his mind created, Bruce Willis's David Dunn Overseer. So you see the parallels between the written story in comics and how it parallels to Glass. And just because you were expecting a certain ending and it subverted your expectations doesn't mean it's a bad ending. If anything, I found it very refreshing. So I'm not going to go into every detail of that movie. I just wanted to give out that little bit of information just to kind of explain why I think that some of these other critics are wrong and why this movie is really good. Anyways, fellow Phantoms, I'm Andy again. I hope you liked this review. Also, I don't know if you saw like my new setup. I got some posters, I got some new lighting. I hope you appreciate how it looks. If it looks any different, maybe you didn't even notice. Hope you like it. I'm really trying to put everything I have into this channel and into reviewing movies and compiling lists relating to movies. Okay, fellow Phantoms, I will see you in the next video. I hope you liked it. Drop a like, hit subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I'm coming out with new videos, and I will see you later. Peace!